Greetings and welcome to the cryptocurrency channel once again. We are grateful to everyone who has XRP. No matter where you are in the world, we hope you are doing well this Thursday. You can see for yourself what news we have to offer with you. The United States and China have officially signed a trade agreement. It's nearly finished as the tweet indicates, but the president's approval is required before it can be finalized. China will therefore probably supply any rare earths that are required immediately. Similarly, we will fulfill our commitment to China, which includes allowing Chinese students to attend our educational institutions. I have never had an issue with the 55% tax rate that we are currently paying. 10% goes to China. What a wonderful friendship. Thank you for spending the time to read this. However, the fact that the two nations have some sort of agreement indicates that things are improving, even while tariffs are still in place. As you would like, things are moving in the proper path. It was evident to us that the market had somewhat contracted since the night before. In all honesty, there are a few coins that are essentially evenly distributed. Some are slightly declining while others are still rising. Before you get too excited about what's coming up, make sure you take a peek at the weekly schedule. The market is rising overall, and certain stocks have increased by over 10%. Since it's difficult to forget things, I don't want you to forget this. It is wonderful to see that XRP is still available, thus I am reminding you here. Purchased or sold for over $230.30. The market value of Bitcoin has increased by 1% today, reaching $135 billion. Additionally, transactions totaling an incredible $3 billion take place every day. However, before we continue, I would want to state this. Noting that nothing on this channel should be interpreted as financial advice is crucial. As with any other investment, you should always conduct your own research before making any cryptocurrency-related financial decisions. Nasdaq-listed Real Power has partnered with Flare to create an institutional return is the aim of a $100 million investment in XRP. Why isn't the price of XRP increasing if large corporations are utilizing this much of it? There are many people who ask this question. You won't believe it, but it's true that you can get bargains like this over the counter. For now, let's stand back a bit. A significant amount of XRP has been shifting between wallets. Was that something you purchased without a prescription? If this is the case, I believe the sales were over-the-counter OTC, and they might be related to this. Tell me what you think of this by leaving a comment below. Additionally, going forward, the CEO, according to Bank of America's CEO, the company will create a trustworthy coin both independently and with outside assistance. This raises the question of who these other companies are. Will they collaborate with Ripple in the future? In your opinion, tell me your thoughts. Regarding this issue, remember that there is a connection between Bank of America and RLLs. We can only speculate for the time being, but I'll show you the connection eventually. Anyway, Jerome Powell, the current chairman of the Federal Reserve, was recently ordered by President Trump to reduce the interest rate by 1 full point. Another significant cut that will not only interest rates have decreased in several other nations since the start of the year, albeit slowly. Canada and a number of European nations are among these nations. I believe there have been 5 rate reductions in all, including one in Europe last month. But there haven't been any rate reductions in the US yet. People are aware that if the rate cut occurs, the Federal Open Market Committee FOMC will convene the following week. Right now, I believe Bitcoin has the potential to surpass its previous peak once more, because it relies on whether or not we see that rate decrease. This is a critical moment for the market, being displayed to us at this moment. I believe that may not be the case, even if it appears that we are currently losing control. Dominance has fallen to 63.75%, as you may have noticed if you watched the news last night. When we discussed it last night, this is precisely what we discussed. In the grand scheme of things, we are still at roughly 64%, which is a significant percentage. Our objective is to bring it down to 61.9%, where it was last month. Let's hope that we continue to decline. I believe it would be a terrific moment to invest if market interest rates dropped. Regretfully, I must inform you that interest rates are declining. In other words, I think this would be a significant advancement for the cryptocurrency and stock markets. This is something that I and I'm sure everyone else will be closely monitoring. On your calendars, note those dates because the meeting of the in a few days the Federal Open Market Committee will meet, and on June 25th the XRP ETF will be launched. Upon closer inspection, it is evident that the filing needs to be completed immediately. This occurred on June 25, 2020, as you are aware. The XRP ETF registration process will be modified on June 25, 2025, which is. If you're curious about the upper limit, you may investigate whether it's feasible to obtain clearance for an XRP spot ETF by the end of the month. As you may have seen, XRP's price has been steadily increasing since before the release of Bitcoin. Despite these kind of shifts, the price of XRP remained within